happy today. I'm too happy. I'm happy for many reasons. I'm happy because yesterday's lunch with my YouTuber friends was so cool. Like, I love that group of YouTuber friends so much. They're just so cool. So essentially, you guys know because you guys saw the first event. Oh my gosh, yes! So my first ever London vlog was actually filmed last year when this beautiful couple called Stay and Rach invited like a bunch of small creators in London to their house just to say hi, just so we can meet each other, blah 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 blah. We've basically just been friends since then, and it's been really cool because, like, I swear to God, like, networking, and not networking in the sense of like professional networking and like oh cheesy stuff like that, like networking in the sense of
tendency to try to, like, when we network up, and it really is about networking across, like who's next to you, who's struggling, who's in the trenches with you, who's just as hungry as you are. And those are the people that you need to build with. It's not about like finding, you know, hitting up, like calling Tyler Perry, like, how can I work with you? Calling Ava to be like, how can I be on? It's about calling your college mate. It's about calling your coworker and saying, hey, you trying to do this? I'm trying to do this project. And literally every project that I've done, every friend of mine has been in some way, shape, or form because I needed them, because they were just down. They didn't, you know, they're not even part of the industry in many cases, just to help me make it work. And I would do the same for them in a heartbeat.
Like wholesome and not like targeted towards, not necessarily targeted towards, you know, an ulterior motive. I know what I'm saying. All I'm saying is that they're really nice people that I got to meet. And yesterday we got to have lunch together, and just to even like tell you how everything was. So like we're going around in circles, and it was just essentially, okay, hi, give me an update on your life, and then like tell me where you're at in life. Like, why aren't you happy? Or like what is making you upset and stuff like that. And then like we can all come up with solutions that we think, like, if you want solutions, we can all like help you brainstorm on solutions on like how like life could be better. And it was just literally the most wholesome thing in the world, and just like to see how everybody has progressed with their channel, with their career, with their everything from last year, literally 10 months ago, to now has just been a beautiful journey to watch. And like some people are creating, some people are not creating, some people are creating more things, some people are like starting new projects, some people are like, it's just nice. It's nice. Everybody is winning, or like winning in some kind of way that says, yo, life is hard, I'm adulting, but we're gonna figure it out, but I love you anyway, but oh my god, this is a mess, but I love you anyway. And like that whole bubble of this is the most confusing time of our lives, but I think we got this, but also like maybe we don't got this, but also okay, like I'm young. It's just beautiful to watch. Everybody's going through that stage, and I'm heavy on feeling that. Like bro, like bro, I wish you guys were in my head, because I've been saying this for the longest time ever. I have been spiraling in a good way, in a confusing way, in a interesting way, because I struggle with growing at the same time, knowing that I'm supposed to be growing at the same time, like not wanting to stay stagnant at the same time, wanting to improve. Basically, adulting is so interesting. And adulting happens in every stage. So if you're watching this and you're like 16, and like, oh, ha, 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 this one, please, that gap from 60 to 70, you gonna be feeling this as well. You know, because like, it just, I guess it doesn't stop. And the overthinking never stops. And why did I bring that up? Oh my god, first of all, there's this neighbors that I have. They're a group of girls. And I just think it would be so great together, friendship-wise, if I understood the language that they spoke. But I don't know what language they speak. I have seen them in the elevator twice. And they're so cool. They're just cool. How do I know they're cool? One of them just walks around town in her robe. And I'm like, you, my sister, can be my friend. But I don't speak what language they speak, so it cast. How nice would it have been to hear the tea? Like, the tea would have been immaculate. Where was I? Oh, me spiraling. Yeah, but like embracing the spiral. I started therapy 3 weeks ago, which was great. It was great. I've been talking about wanting to start therapy for a hot minute. I've been actively like trying, like, listen, I've been trying to find therapists. I did therapy with my university once. it was terrible because I just felt like it was so institutionalized. They were really looking at you to see, like, are you at the tipping point? And is there any way that can affect us legally? If it's not, you're good. You're good. And then I haven't registered with like the NHS doctors. NHS, like the free healthcare system, something in the UK. Basically, I haven't registered with the doctors, so like I'm like, and apparently the waiting list is long, so I'm like behind. Then I went to Ghana during the panoramic, and I tried to do a therapy at one of the hospitals. I didn't try all of them, so please try all of them. But I tried to do like therapy at like one of the hospitals, but like I knew the lady, but like I'd forgotten I knew the lady, and then I ended up figuring out I knew the lady, and like I just felt like the conversation was just like it was a mess. And then I was just like, oh my god, like I need therapy. So I was having a conversation with my friend, and like she does therapy. And I'm like, okay, you know what? Please, can you just ask your therapist if she has friends? Like, at this point, can you just ask your therapist if she has friends or if she's looking for another client? Because I very much would like to be her next client eventually, like now. And yeah, and long story short, 3 weeks later, well, we're there, we're working through my thoughts, we're working through everything. But it's so interesting because I talked about this in my why I'm doing nothing video. My why I'm doing nothing video, what to do when you feel like doing nothing video. And it's interesting because when I see goals and when I see life, I see them as divided into like different sections. And I have this journal, which essentially at the end of the week, and I'm gonna leave my Amazon link in the description if you want to go and get it and use my code so that at least I can get some commission. Or and basically at the end of the week, you're supposed to do like this reflection thing. So again, I talked about this. That video is really good. You should go and watch it. But basically, it divides your life into a couple of like different things. So health and fitness, fun and recreation, personal development, spiritual, family and friends, and relationship. So essentially every week you should be working on this area, right? You should be working on like having one goal for all of these areas and like slaying it and then killing it. And at the end of the week, it actually gives you like a little bit of a circle with all of these areas, including finance, and business and career. It gives you like this little graph of all of these areas, and you're supposed to shade in like where you're at. So I'll give you an example. I'll be vulnerable. It's my channel. We'll talk about some things we've been going through. We'll talk about it. If I blare the rest of it, forgive me. But essentially, this is it. So at one point in time in the week, I was feeling like, oh my goodness. Like, why does it feel like one area is doing so well and the other areas are doing so low? It's literally one of, like, it can be one of the most frustrating things ever. And I think that is the agony of growing older. The fact that there's no day, there's no week where I feel like at least my circles are balanced. And the more you talk to people, and this is why it's so important to talk to people, and I'm always encouraging people to talk to people on this channel regardless of who they are, right? Because one of the things I was talking to my friend at the YouTube thing yesterday was one of the blessings in my life has been able to talk to people across different platforms, across different numbers. Like, I have friends all the way up to like this million subscribers, and then I have friends like that don't even do YouTube or like still waitressing at like the restaurant, and like so this is in terms of career goals and where everybody wants to be in. And everybody's just as important, because like the wisdom that is being poured from everybody is just like it's an equal amount of such wisdom. And like, why did I bring that up? I brought it up to say that the more you talk to people, so the more you talk to people like across board, across different walks of life, you realize that we're all just trying to figure it out. And sometimes that can be the most annoying and frustrating thing, but then it means that you're not crazy, which I think is good enough as an answer for wherever you are in life right now. That you are not crazy. Like, that the version of you that is like, oh my god, like, why does it look like everybody's has their life figured out and I don't have my life figured out and all of these things. Like, that version of you is not crazy, because nobody has their life figured out. Like, it's so crazy because like I was thinking about this morning and yesterday, and probably like I'll say this year, the version of me that I think people think that I am is the version of me that I want to be. Like the version of me that I want to be. Like, I'm traveling. I love traveling. It's a beauty to travel. But I travel and I'm obsessing over work. So then the shots that you see of me trying new things and doing all of these things, they're very genuine. But like, that is 3 seconds of a 5-minute clip where I'm like, let me make sure that that shot is good so that I can add it to a collage of shots that, like, a collage of videos that are good. And it could be the final product that is really good, because then that's the only way I can continue my career, and that's the only way I can continue, you know, traveling. So then traveling ceases to be enjoyment and becomes like work. And I think that there's a world where life doesn't have to be as complicated. At least not as complicated as my brain decides to overthink it. And it's all about being able to balance. Circles, we're getting there. It's all... Who is that? But like, this thing is loud though, because I've closed my window, and why can't we hear him? Whew. There's a world where life doesn't have to be as complicated. Why did I bring that up? Oh yeah, the version of me that I want to be is the version of me that a lot of people think. And I think that there's a way to achieve that version if I know how to rest, and I know how to if I know myself, and I've been saying this so much, like, I talk so much. If I only listen to my life advice, I think I could be one of the greatest people in the world, but I don't. And so alas, I just take in information and regurgitate the information and actually, like, just never do anything about it. We're working on it. Adulting. Therapy. Oh yeah. Yeah, the version of me that I want to be is the version of me that I'm trying to be. And it's just a very interesting space to be in. So every time I meet somebody who doesn't have their life figured out, all the way from when they're 10 years old to all the way when they're 80, I'm like, damn, all right. You know what, maybe this is meant to be. Like, maybe you figure life out in the pockets of time and you figure it out eventually. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's kind of where my head's at. And so I cannot believe, it's crazy, because I always wanted to be those YouTubers that talk. Like, I always say this, like, how I operate my life is I just be going through life and I'm gonna see something and I'm like, this is so cool, I want to be able to do this. So I remember, and if you're Ghanaian, then you would have noticed the switch in my content, but there's this YouTuber, her name is Lady. She was in my tattoo video and she was in my girls trip video, but her name is Lady. She does YouTube, and she used to do this thing in her videos where she would just like regurgitate memes. And when I watched her videos, I was like, oh my god, how do you have that library in your brain? How are you so witty? Like, how do you remember memes? I really want to do that. And it's not like I wouldn't say like I stood there and I thingied it, but like, I wanted to do that. And I did that. Like, I do that. I remember memes now. Like, they flow seamlessly into my video, you know? And I love, like they flow, like, when it happens, it happens. So when it comes, I was trying to think of something, but it just comes naturally. So stick with me, believe my word for it. Take my word for it. But essentially, I wanted to do that, and I'm doing that. And then I wanted to be those YouTubers that talk more. And if you talk to my YouTube manager, she will tell you that one of the first things we talked about was I want to be able to talk more. Like, I know it looks like I talk, because I do talk, but I have so many more words in my brain that like just never gets out, because sometimes I struggle to communicate my thoughts that are in here out here, which is silly, because I reckon if you watch all my videos, like, you say, oh, I think she talks quite a lot. No, there's more of a version of me that is supposed to be blossoming that is not coming quick enough. And so why did I bring that up? I brought that up to say that everybody's figuring it out. And so it's okay if you're freaking out, and it's okay if you feel like you're in a position of life that you're not meant to be in, because yeah, maybe you're not. But there was something that I read, and that's kind of where I want to end this video today. I can't believe, oh my gosh, guys, I have talked for like 15 minutes straight, and it actually makes sense. Like, don't look at my underwear, don't look. So I just messaged my neighbor and I said that there's free Prosecco downstairs, and she said I'm the best neighbor ever, and that makes me so happy. That makes me so happy. My goal in life is to be the best neighbor ever. Okay, Nubuke, how are you ending this? Nubuke is ending this with a quote from Grace Beverly, who is literally an icon. She is my favorite person in the world. Once I discovered who she was, I just wanted to hold on to her and never let go, because how can you be so young and so smart and so educated and so self-motivated and figuring things out as well, and like failing but failing forward, and I just love her so much. Anyway, somebody called Grace Beverly, I love it. And she was having a conversation with the founder of a company called Kai Collective. So she's Nigerian actually. West African. Called Kai Collective, and they were having a conversation, and it was on imposter syndrome. And this is what, like, I'll read my whole thread because I felt like my thread was articulate enough. This man is making noise and he's crushing my swag. So I really hope you can hear me, because why can't he lower the volume? Conclusion. I'm reading what I wrote from Grace's thing. So it goes, and this is on Twitter, so please follow me so that like you see these things firsthand when I get like bouts of talking and inspiration. Okay, it's key that you follow me on all my social media, because I just run, my mouth just runs, and on a good day there's some good nuggets of information there. Oh, I need to know. Notebook, yeah. Okay, we're there. Okay. Do I have imposter syndrome, or am I just not quite good at this thing yet? When Grace Beverly said this, I was like, wow, what a smart woman. This is not all she says, please. She talks about the importance of validation and acknowledging, I am here for a reason, I got here for a reason, and I know the work I put in every single day. But she talks about unpacking whether what you're feeling is imposter syndrome or self-doubt, because you need to work on your skill more. And I just like the idea of both worlds being able to coexist, because it's not enough to just think, I'm being too hard on myself, because I know I'm not. Like, yes, I know I've done well, but I also know that there is so much more to learn and do. And I just never heard anyone explain it like that. The blend of giving yourself grace and in the same breath, knowing you need to step up if you want to be the best. Ugh, I love it. And it was just such an important conversation, because there is a world where your imposter syndrome is not even imposter syndrome, and it's just your brain telling you, okay, I need you to step up and I need you to learn about this topic more. You know, you're probably so smart. Like, if you're, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I said this in my Q&A, I think, what did I say this? No, I said this in my what to do when you feel like doing nothing video. That you are so smart. That's the only way you are at the position in life that you're at. Like, you are smart enough to figure this out. Like, but what that means is like just like stripping all the superficial things back. So like, you need rest. Like, you need rest, and like maybe you need to stop social media, but maybe that's not reality if your job is social media. So then you need measures that are put in place. So for example, one of my favorite people on the internet right now is a guy called Tim Ross. And he is not on Instagram because he has somebody sorting out his social media, like his Instagram right now, right? And that works for him, because he says, I can take a step back. I can rest and not feel like my job is at stake by taking that rest, right? Because let's be real, like social media, the way it's built now, I don't know what kind of career they've come to put us in, but it said that if I stop, I'm gonna lose for stopping, which adds another layer and pressure to this job, because it's like, then I don't want to do it anymore if there's no stop button. And some people are fortunate that they have the brain power to continue to keep going, but I have breakdowns regularly, because this idea of coming through every single day is literally one of the hardest things in the world. And so if you can find a way to work around that, see, people, we'll be going. I promise you, there's a world where you figure this out. There's a world where life becomes better, but that's only if you move towards self-actualizing. And that is like becoming the best version of yourself that you can be. And look, every time I talk to myself as well. I beg you. I talk to myself as well. If I can just, bro. My mission for the rest of my life is to listen to what I say. My mission for the rest of my freaking life, the rest of my effing life, is to actually do what I freaking say that I'm gonna do. Yeah, so I hope that has been a nice little chat episode, podcast episode thingy. I haven't done like a solo silly chat episode in like a hot minute, but I just woke up this morning and I had a lot of words to say, and there was a lot of like not confusion, there was just a lot of questions that I had, and so I'm just kind of excited to see what life is. It's very nerve-wracking. But yeah, you're gonna figure it out. I'm gonna figure it out. We're all gonna figure it out. Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. And I will see you in my next video. Okay, love you. Bye.